and I'm doing the next 4, and then you do the rest.
Right.
Just read it.
Hello from Dream Squad. Welcome to our little workshop today. We're going to be talking about smart budgeting for parents. Our Dream Squad members are myself, Ms. Souza, and Ms. Soto, and Mr. Grin. And today we're going to cover several topics. It's all common sense things, but it should be interesting because we don't think about it explicitly like this. So, like going over some strategies that could help us save a little money, doing regular things that we still have to do, I think is a good thing. So what we'll cover today we will talk about understanding our grocery spending. Grocery spending is one of the flexible things that we can do every day, so that's important. The reality of rising costs right now is important, and that's something everyone can do. We'll talk about the power of planning. Having a plan is always a great idea. And shopping smart, some strategies that Ms. Souza has that she utilizes. Nutrition on a budget. It's also important to spend money in a wise way. So we buy things that make us better humans, give us health and nutrition, and then making it work for your family. Okay. The reality of rising grocery costs. So it's not really, and I'm not going to focus on this too much. We don't need statistics right now. We see it every day. Literally every day we go to stores, prices are going up. Unfortunately, 7 in 10 Americans report spending more on groceries compared to last year. I'd say 10 out of 10 Americans probably would say that they're spending more on groceries. The impact of household budgets. So lower income families obviously hit the hardest in when the prices go up. Spending a larger share of their disposable income on food. Everyone needs to eat. So the high cost of food now dominates kitchen table conversations across the country. And we're not even going to look at the chart too deeply because we know it's just going up. So, why grocery budgeting matters for your family? I would like to invite Ms. Souza. Tell us why, Ms. Souza.
Okay, so food is a controllable expense. You can actually control how much you spend. Thinking wisely on what to buy and when to buy it. Okay, so unfixed costs like rent or utilities, everything is, you have to do that. You have to pay that, right? It's one of the largest variable expenses that you can directly influence. Small changes in shopping habits can lead to significantly monthly savings. We discussed that earlier, right? Saving fund family priorities. So what they're trying to say is if you can save money on your groceries, you'll have a little bit extra for children's education, for their activities, an emergency fund, a little vacation fund, and reducing financial stress, because that's a big one of the stress, okay? And teaching financial literacy is important because it's good to know how far your money can go. Involving children also in grocery budgeting is teaching them math, teaching them just how to get by, and how to control your spending.
And we agree that in schools we should be spending more time teaching budgeting for kids. No one is really teaching that because families expect to just do it at home. But it's something that we could also probably as a Dream Squad provide for our families. Last year we focused on literacy more, but this is a bigger aspect of literacy, like math, activities that could be connected to budgeting, where kids could use even like toy money to purchase things, or have a little budget when they go to the store, right? And there are strategies we can come up with together as a school community that you could use. So that's just one of the ideas for future workshops that some people suggest.
And also delayed gratification and understanding value versus cost. When you're with your children and they want. But once you start teaching them that you have to delay that, you won't get it now. You have to do this to get that. And they want all the cereal boxes that are in the supermarket. So you also have to explain that. You can count them. You can tell them. You can show them how to read the box. But this one has so much sugar. Let's get this one instead. Again, going by health. Right?
Next slide. Sorry about that.
That's why budgeting. Now the power of planning. And when we talk about planning, we are talking about that grocery list, you know, planning, we are talking about going into your cupboard, into your pantry and checking everything that you have. You have 4 boxes of pasta, you have only 4 cans of beans, you have your rice, like, check all of that before you go shopping. I'm guilty of it myself.
And me too.
I don't do it all the time, but I really try. And I try to put it on my phone, I can. I need the paper with the pen and I start crossing out.
Yes.
That's,
Same
I'm
here.
still
Same
old
here.
school. I still have to do
I
that.
have the same problem. I go to the store and I buy the same things that I already have, and then
Yes.
the things that I actually need, I forget to buy.
Exactly.
So I don't know if anyone, do you have Alexa at home, like, or Google?
My mom has Alexa.
Right, so we set up this, you can tell Alexa to add things to the shopping list.
Right.
You could add things to the shopping list, and then, we literally go on the app
Right.
at the store,
Right.
and it shows all the things you can check off the boxes, so Alexa like keeps track of your groceries,
Oh,
it's really convenient. I just,
you say
because
to
you
Alexa?
always, you don't have to have anything in your hands, you literally say, Alexa, add spaghetti to the shopping list, she adds it all to the list, and then at the store, open Alexa app, there's a section called lists. If anyone wants like a little workshop on that, I can show. And then it shows all the things that you, over the week, add to it. And we're gonna talk about that also, go into the store like once in a while, planning for it, and then
Right.
going
Right.
once versus going often with small purchases. It has its own benefits,
Right.
but.
Well, that's
you know.
good with Alexa. I have a long piece of paper on my refrigerator and everybody just.
Yeah, but I
does.
always wanna add things that I forget, and then I
You know
never
what's
grab
funny?
that list.
When I have it that way with the phone, I don't know what it is. Even when I'm in a store, I forget.
Mhm.
But if I have, this is kind of sad, but if I have a paper with a marker,
I'm guilty of this. I'm
I'm
guilty
gonna
of
get
this.
it.
No one is perfect. I have it on my phone, and I'm just sometimes too lazy to take it out and check. I'm like, oh, I
Yes.
remember what I need. And I get
Yes.
home, I'm like, why didn't I check? I forgot.
I can't do it on the phone
I'm too
because I
lazy
can't
with
force
that.
it out.
Right,
Yes.
because you have
Force
things in
it
your
out.
hands, and
yeah.
but
yeah.
it does help me personally a lot.
Well, you
So-
won't forget it that way because at least you say it to the
Right.
Alexa.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
So it's on the list. It stays on the list.
It
I'll
stays
check it
on
off
the
later
list.
next.
Yes.
So meal planning is your number one money saving tool. Start with what you have. Okay, before planning, do a 90-second pantry and refrigerator sweep. Check what ingredients you already have and plan meals around them. It's a lot of work. It's planning, but it makes it easier throughout the week. I'm guilty of not doing it, but I like to do it. Like I do it sometimes. One week I do, one week I don't.
Same.
This prevents duplicate purchases and reduces food waste. Plan dinners 2 weeks at a time. Focus on dinners, the most expensive and stressful. Add 3 to 4 new meal plans per week and repurpose leftovers or have simple backup options. This reduces decision fatigue and shopping trips. And we talked about those one-pan meals. right?
Yes,
Which were
yes.
good.
Yes.
I'm loving that.
The thing about leftovers, I sometimes try to do this more now. If I'm buying like a big sandwich, I already plan that half of it I'm gonna save.
Right, right.
So it's already cut and I put it away right away. I can finish the whole sandwich.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, right. You still
I
put
put it
that
aside. I know it's gonna be my lunch the next day.
Yeah.
But that's something also, people waste a lot of food.
Yeah.
We all guilty of that.
Yes.
Goes bad, you think I'm gonna have it later.
Yes.
It just spoils. That's an important part too, considering how much we're wasting on food that we never eat.
And
I
then
hate
create your
this.
essential list. Keep a running list of items your family always needs. Milk,
Yes.
bread, eggs, plus staples for regular breakfast and lunches. Reference this every time you shop so you never run out of necessities. Those are your necessities. The bread, always put in the freezer. Put your bread in the freezer, take it out and you toast it, right? Your milk, your eggs. I've seen on Instagram or whatever, they make the cupcake pan and they put eggs in there, but then they freeze it. I don't know if I can eat that. But they do freeze it and they'll eat the egg every morning like that.
Oh yeah,
Some
like in a
people-
cupcake.
Yeah, the
pan, right?
cupcake pan and you make little quiches, like a little
What?
egg. Avocado, yeah, and then you save it every day and you freeze it in a Ziploc bag. Always put the date, right? And you take one out every morning, you microwave it, you put it on a little toasted bread, on an English muffin, and it's your breakfast.
The raw egg they put in the freezer.
Not the raw egg, honey, you make like an omelet.
Oh, no,
You
no,
make it like an omelet
Oh,
and
they,
you
oh,
pour
they
it
put it
in.
in the.
You pour it in
Oh.
there.
I use it in
Like
the-
McDonald's, I guess.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
silicone ones work really, the silicone baking sheets, the
Oh, yeah,
silicone
those are
baking
nice
mugs.
Yes.
too.
Those,
Okay,
cause
yeah.
then you can kinda like peel it
Oh,
off,
yeah,
and then you
that's
put
right.
those
Well,
in the
you know they
Ziploc.
sell it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they
They're
sell
more-
it
they're
like
expensive.
that.
But if you make
They're
it,
expensive. though. The egg
You
white
buy a
ones.
dozen of eggs and you make it and you put salt, pepper, you sprinkle a little cheese in there, a little whatever.
And split it up
And
like.
you split it up, and then you have breakfast for like the week.
It also helps with the leftovers. If you still have half that pepper that you didn't use for your sofrito, the pork
Yeah.
chop from the night before, you
You
can
put that in
all
there.
that
Yes.
into the thing, and then
Yes.
you can repurpose it for breakfast.
Again, you have to, my husband would never do that, but you have to be used to it and do it,
Yes.
because I
That is a
spoiled him.
great
That's why-
idea.
Now he's expecting fresh
Now he's
breakfast
expecting
every day.
fresh food every day.
Yes.
Build around
Sound
sales,
like
check
you-
weekly store ads and planned meals around discounted proteins and produce. This reverse meal planning can save 20 to 30% on your grocery bill. So get the coupons, look at the, this book is really good, I'll show it to you later, you can check that also. They just give you a little sample, like what, it's all your preference, of course, right? Monday you'll have chicken stir fry, Tuesday pasta, Wednesday leftovers, Tuesdays tacos, like whatever you want. I try to put that on my calendar, so I know, okay, Monday I'll do this, Tuesday, I get out of work late on Monday, so maybe
So
I'll
you
make
already know
this.
what's gonna
I already know more or less, not all the time.
And you don't have to
Not all the
stick to
time.
it, but it's, you
Right.
still have like a plan.
Friday's always pizza.
Yes.
And now what I've started doing, because the pizza we get was like $35, and now I buy the bread, the pizza bread, and I make my own pizzas.
Exactly.
And you know, that's it, it's cheaper.
Right. Our
Um,
biggest enemy is impulse buys. When we go to the store without a plan, we're gonna buy things that we just want.
Especially when you're hungry.
We need them, yeah.
Yeah.
Never go hungry. I need this,
Yeah.
yeah. Did it mention?
That's on the next one.
Is there some, oh, it's on the next slide?
And
Yeah.
also-
Never go shopping hungry.
And also, when we do go shopping, we can go shopping, spend $200, we go home, I'm exhausted from shopping, where are we going for dinner?
Yeah,
exactly.
And you just
That's
want all this food, right, where are we going for dinner?
Yes.
It reduces stress and saves time with your,
We all go
store
through, we all go through the
Yes,
same
yes.
thing, yeah.
Yes.
My husband's like, are you kidding me? We just spent $200
That's
to
right.
cook something. Like, no, I'm tired.
Exactly. Exactly.
I gotta clean the stove. Then he
Exactly.
wants
Yes,
different
yes, yes.
meals, like
Yes.
the rice, I like everything in one pan,
Yeah.
in one pot.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
You can go as detailed as you want for store planning. You could have, obviously, we have our own preferred or local store, so you could organize what you buy and buy produce. And that's a good idea to use your kids also for that. They could be responsible for like a dairy aisle, it's the same stuff all the time, right? So it's like a good way to split up, get what you need, and then meet together in the register. 2-minute test.
Yes, when you're tempted by an unplanned item, ask yourself, what specific meal will support me in the next 7 days, okay? If you can't answer it in 2 minutes, put it back.
Okay.
What can I make with this? Just put it back.
Yeah.
Build in a flex budget, allow 5 to 10 for genuine surprise finds like seasonal produce, allowing a little spontaneity makes it easier to say no to everything else.
Yeah, it's okay to spoil yourself sometimes and get stuff that you don't usually buy, but you know, it's a little more.
The golden rule, stick to your list.
Yes.
Once you have everything on that list, then you can say, okay, then maybe I'll buy this extra. I'll make some cake this week and I'll buy a Dunkin' Hines.
With everything else, planning is the key. Pro tips. Take photo of your list as a backup, because we have like, I would forget it if it was on my fridge. If I'm at Susan's house, I'll take a picture probably, right?
Yeah,
Use store apps for digital lists. I know Little app has a list and you can literally scan, I think, with a camera, things like barcodes, things that you want to buy. It will put it in there, and then when you store it will tell you where to go. And do a 60-second card audit before checkout. Go through it again. There are things that you're gonna be like, I don't think I need that.
Stop and Shop has digital coupons too. I
Oh,
never
okay.
get them. I never do that.
Right.
And my husband's like, wait, we'll be right back. We can get 3 things of water for $10. Then we get the digital coupon and you have to get that. Like, there's still, nothing's right there for you. You have to go and get it
Okay.
so you can get that, stay on your budget. So
But
you can stay on your budget.
sometimes that is a trap that you might want to avoid.
How? Go ahead.
Ready? Okay. So
Shopping smart.
Shopping smart.
Okay, so just like everything else, the grocery stores, they're a business and they want to get the most out of you that they possibly can. So there's certain tactics that the grocery stores will use, and if you know them, you won't fall traps to them. So if you notice when you first walk in, what's that first thing that you smell?
Bakery, maybe?
The bakery is right where it is, because that's gonna start getting you hungry, and if you're hungry, you're shopping more. So you have to, these are some tricks that you can give to yourself to avoid falling in the trap. So the essentials are normally in the back of the store. Because they're
Always.
gonna make you walk the whole store. It's kind of like that IKEA model, like once you get in, it's gonna make you hit everywhere to see if you can pick up some of those impulse items. So just keep in mind that the milk and the eggs are always gonna be in the back, so the strategy is stick to your list. Eye level is high prices, unless you're short like me, in which case this is where the cereal's hanging out, because the kids are looking at, right? So all of the kid stuff, all that sugary stuff, the fruit roll-ups, all of those things are gonna be eye level for the kids, because then they're gonna be like, hey mom, then they catch the fit, and we know how that ends up, right? But for the rest of you normal sized people, the high priced items are gonna be at your eye level. And that they do it on purpose. So sometimes before you grab for, that name brand pasta, take a second and look right underneath it. You'll have pasta right underneath it that might be 20, 25 cents less. And the store brands are pretty good.
Made
Yes.
also by the same companies. They have deals with the stores. We have stores like Trader Joe's and Lidl and Aldi that actually their whole business model is that they go to the manufacturer, they go to like the company that make Ritz crackers, and they say, can you make our version? And sometimes like Trader Joe's asks them, can you make them with organic flour? And then we put organic organic crackers.
Just
But it's
the
the
other way.
same factory. It's literally made. There's no one is building separate factories to make store brands.
No.
Right,
And stores don't have their own factories.
right.
You will see it. The packaging might be different, but when you open the packaging, like this looks very familiar. It's the
Yeah.
same as
It's
that.
the
Same
They're
thing.
saving on the advertisement.
They say an
Because
advertisement.
their advertisement is, I walk into the store and it's the same brand as the store is.
Right.
So don't avoid store brands in
Okay.
most cases.
Free sample guilt.
Thank you.
This is, you walk in and they're giving you little samples, you're like, oh my god, I feel so bad, like I ate half their hot dog, I need to go buy some.
Costco.
Absolutely no, you don't. Take the sample and run. Take the sample, go back around,
I
take
got
another
caught
sample,
with that
Yes.
still run. Okay? Bigger crush, bigger bills, today, carts are 3 times bigger than they used to be. The whole point is, they want you to put
Fill it.
more inside because it doesn't look full just yet.
Exactly.
And they catch it that way. Ends of aisle displays, those are like the favorite ones where you have all the little kitschy things at the end of it.
It looks pretty, they need all uniform.
Fake urgency, limited time or while supplies last, trigger FOMO, and most sales repeat, so don't rush to make a decision. The 10 for 10 trick, usually you don't need to buy all 10, and if you're reading really good, it'll tell you you can still get one at the sale price. But you just have to take the minute to look at it. Check out Temptations. This is where your kids are gonna tantrum, the candy, the gum, the magazines, right? Choose self-checkout or curbside pickup.
That's how Miss Susan probably got her magazine, right?
Yeah.
At the checkout?
Yep, at the checkout.
Checkout.
Yep.
And then, of
Thank
course,
you.
the kids
You're
love
welcome,
Temptations.
baby.
This is what I see when I walk into the grocery stores, the sugar cereals and the snacks. The strategy is shop alone when possible or steer the cart away from those temptation aisles.
True sales versus fake sales.
Okay, so read the fine print. 5 for 5 or 10 for 10 usually means you can buy, like I said before, just one item at sale price. You don't need to buy all 10. Price hike shenanigans. Who does this all the time? I don't know if anybody, it has nothing to do with food, but if you go to Kohl's, you look at that price tag, it's like, oh my god, these pants were $60 and now they're, I got a coupon, they're on sale for 20. They
Yeah.
were never $60.
Right.
That's just what they put on the tag to make you think I got a big discount. So now if it was 60, now I can buy 3 of them.
Right.
Because now they're only $20. So be careful with that. Go
There's
ahead.
there's never a mistake. You literally buy everything that the maker wanted you to buy it for. There's rarely mistakes, like actual mistakes. Like, oh my god, we have to liquidate, there's too much
Yes.
supply. They know what they do.
They know what they're doing.
The BOGO is the same thing. Buy one, get one 50% off. It sounds great, but if you didn't go in there and that wasn't on your list, that 50% that you just spent on that extra item is something else that was essential that you're not gonna have the money for. And then spend more, save more. They want you to spend more money by dangling that extra coupon. But again, if you didn't walk into the store with that extra money, you're missing out on something that an essential that you meant to buy.
Right.
So red flags to watch for, right? Sale tags, new and improved labels, bundle displays. When they put things together for you to like make a snack, they'll have
S'mores.
the cheese, the Doritos, and then they'll have the salsa all together. If you didn't go in there for that, that's gonna, again, take money away from your essentials and inflated original prices.
Right.
So when sales do make sense, items already on your list are now discounted. Non-perishables, that's stuff that you can have and it's not gonna go bad anytime soon. Freezer-friendly items you can store and seasonal produce at peak freshness and lowest prices. That's when you go in and you'll get your apples in the fall and you'll get your cotton candy grapes in the summer.
I always think of this, the bright sale tags, because there's a whole shelf and it's decorated with sale tags. That's a lot of money they spend and attention, and humans who put those signs there. So they investing money in it, knowing that it's gonna pay back to them. So that's something they not just trying to get rid of, they actually selling it or trying to push out more of that product for you.
And it's really important to read all of the signs. You'll pass by a store and you'll think that it's saying going out of business, but if you really look, it'll say like going for business, out for business, or something like that. And they're just trying to run a scam on you to get you in the store.
So unit pricing is something that could save you some money, but you have to still do a little bit of math because it doesn't always make sense. So I'm looking at the price tag. One is 10 servings, a small box for $2.29, and then I have 15. Well, I'm not looking at servings yet. I see that's $3.99. I'm thinking, well, if I'm buying more, and the price sounds like $3.99, I'm probably gonna save a lot. But then if you divide it by the amount of servings, the $2.29 is actually a better deal, which you would not think that right away, right? $3.99 ends up being 27 cents per serving, so it's a little more expensive. And it could go, we're not only talking about food, it could be even big items. You're thinking you're
Paper
paying
towels
more,
and
you buy like a big pack, so you're definitely saving. But if you do the math, you're like, maybe not always, right? They expect you to think that if you're getting a package, that
That's like Costco. Like,
Yeah.
That's
Or
the same
Costco
thing.
doesn't always save you.
No.
Even the Dollar Tree, if you go to the Dollar Tree, if you buy one, you're like, oh, it's $1.25.
Yeah.
If you were to go to the actual store and buy a pack of 3, it might only be $2. So you're thinking, I got one for $1.25.
Yeah, so you
I
really
must
have to
save
know.
money.
Mhm.
But had you bought it, someplace else, that's why it's good to shop around.
Right, and how to calculate it, it's pretty simple. You take the total price and divide it by quantity. If the same rate, like Minnesota said, if it's a Windex and it's a 2-pack, you take the price divided by 2, see how much one will cost. Maybe it's cheaper to buy a single one than versus a
Right.
2-pack.
And we all have a calculator on us all the time, on the phone.
On the
It's
phone.
called a phone.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
More surprising examples, bag versus loose potatoes. The bag potatoes might be, a lot cheaper per pound than the used ones. A whole chicken, for example, could be $1.30 a pound, and the chicken breast is $4.64 a pound. So you have to, think of it that way. Blueberries, the same thing. If you get like a smaller pack, it might actually cost you a little bit less money than the bigger one. It's just like you really just what it boils down to is to being an informed consumer and really reading the
Per
labels.
gram or per ounce, and smaller package, sometimes it's cheaper.
The key takeaways: bigger isn't always better. Check those unit prices. Consider waste. Savings don't count if the food spoils. So if you get that big old thing of strawberries, right? And you're like, oh my God, it's so much cheaper than the smaller one. But you come back 2 days later, it's all hairy. Like you have to throw it out.
Right, can't eat that.
And store brands often win out over the name brands.
That's right.
That's true.
Oh, the fast food trap. So we were just looking at McDonald's and how much more expensive it gotten. So a lot of people used to go for fast food. Some of it is incorrect, but some people, we used to go fast food sometimes when we don't have time and we just want a quick and cheap meal, but it's no longer the case. Right now, you
It's
go to
expensive.
McDonald's, literally you get a meal for like $25, $30.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Which is
money.
insane. It increased significantly. I did a little math here, and it like went up in price from 2019 to 215%.
Wow.
Right? It's insane for a cheeseburger. It used to be $1, now it's $3.15.
And
Yes.
as a side note, if you do go, they get you that way also. The buy one, get one.
Oh yeah, they very good.
They're very, very good at that.
Right. Well, nutrition is also very, very important, right? So we're not only trying to buy food that's costing us less, but also that will nourish us, give us energy, give us health. So maximizing nutrition while minimizing costs is important. And some people think it's impossible, but it's not impossible. So let's take a look at iNutrition, budget-friendly foods. I have my favorites. I'm going to share the one that I like. So frozen vegetables. I love buying frozen vegetables. They don't go bad as fast. They usually are packed right at the source because you cannot transport vegetables and then freeze them. They're just not going to survive. So they freeze them right where they're the freshest at peak pick the peak of ripeness.
Peak of
And they way cheaper because they don't spoil on the shelf. Ms. Souza, what's your favorite one?
I started doing that as well, because I was buying only
Frozen?
fresh vegetables, but now I'm doing frozen the same way because it lasts longer, and it's always accessible in my freezer. The other way, they just rot. I did buy the little containers that you can drain the vegetables, and they do last a little longer, because you have to clean them, the blueberries, the strawberries, dry them, and then put them back in. So everything is a task, but it's worth it, it's worth it.
Some people buy like berries and then wash them and freeze them.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good idea because first of all,
I
they've
never
already
do that.
been traveling on a truck
Yeah.
from wherever they grew.
Mhm.
So they've been in the refrigerated, hopefully truck for a while. They lose their nutritional value. I would guess so frozen. Bananas and apples are amazing for us. I always have apples at home. I always have bananas.
I don't have
Someone wants
bananas at home because you have to cover the tip, because then you have gnats.
Huh?
And you're not supposed
Oh,
to
yeah.
put bananas and apples together. Bananas oxidize.
I like,
Something comes
I like
out.
when an apple is cold, so I
Cold.
put them in the fridge.
Yes,
And
yes,
bananas you
yes.
can put in the fridge. Something
Yeah.
not, I don't have
Apples
that
are-
problem.
Yeah, apples
And
are in the
bananas go
fridge.
so fast, and bananas that, they never go bad.
The
They don't even
bananas?
turn brown, they just like gone.
But if you're thinking about it, if you do get a banana that happens to go bad, you put it in
The freezer.
The freezer.
And you
Freezer.
put it in
Oh,
a
for
smoothie.
Yes, yes.
For a
For the
smoothie.
smoothie.
Yeah.
You know,
A
that's what I
smoothie.
do.
That's it.
Yes.
Another superfood, I used to
Okay.
be vegan for a while, and beans and lentils are amazing. They're high in protein, high in fiber. They're just a superfood. I always have beans. I always try to have like a canned even beans on the shelf somewhere, because you can literally, if you have like a salad or something, or making pasta, you
Chickpea
put
salad.
chickpeas in there, or I like cannellini beans in it, and it's a meal already. It has fiber. Beans are all. I love it.
Yeah, beans. I
And
have
the
beans
more you
too.
eat them, the easier for you to digest them. A lot of people avoid beans because they say, oh, it's gonna
That's your
hurt my
protein
tummy.
right there. You
And
don't
the
even need
protein
meat.
kills the hunger.
And protein
Yeah.
kills the hunger, yes.
Yep.
And fiber also does,
Fiber does
because
okay.
it takes your body longer to digest.
Digest it.
Right.
And fiber is really good for us because although we don't take any nutrition from it, it like cleans us
It
through
cleans us
and
out,
makes
yeah.
our.
Do you feel a
digestion-
difference now that
Our
you're not a
gut.
vegan?
Huh? Not anymore. I do eat meat a lot now.
Okay.
Well, not a lot, but I do eat meat. But yeah, no, I did it for health reasons before. I felt fantastic.
A lot of
I
people I
could
know
easily do
that
it again.
a lot of people I know that were vegans went back to eating meat.
Yeah, no, yeah. I did it. Well, it did help me a lot when I was going through some health issues.
Right.
It did help me a lot. So I know I have that flexibility now.
Right.
If I'm not feeling so great, I can always go back.
Right.
Also, it's not a bad idea, to cycle. Sometimes
Right.
I go a little more vegan.
Mhm.
I learned ways how to cook tofu. Now I like tofu. A lot of people don't know what to do with tofu, and
Yeah.
then they just avoid it. But it's an easy and very nutritious
Yeah.
way to get protein in your diet.
Mhm.
Seasonal produce. Ms. Soto was talking about that. We want to buy right now there was St. Patrick's Day, right? So there was cabbage, because
Cabbage.
people are cooking cabbage, meat and cabbage. The
Corned beef and
Corned
cabbage.
beef. Corned beef. Yes.
Cabbage was so cheap. I bought so much cabbage. And I'm just shredding it and putting it on my food just
That's
for
good.
crunch. I was making burritos with some cabbage in there.
Yeah.
You can stew some cabbage. So just because it was like a whole cabbage was probably like 25 cents.
Wow.
I'm like, it's so cheap. It was because they had so much of it. So
Right.
seasonal produce, important. Store-brand yogurt, right? What else here? Eggs.
Brown rice and pasta.
Eggs, amazing food. Oats.
High nutrition, all of that. You can make a lot of meals with that.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Smart protein strategy. So the whole chicken strategy that Ms. Souza was talking about. So whole chicken is always cheaper. You get different types of meat. You can even get a rotisserie chicken, which is amazing. You can freeze certain parts, right? It will last you a while.
You can, after you skin it, everything, those bones, you can take that and you can make liquid with
Stop.
You can
chicken broth
Broth.
with it, and then you can add whatever extra vegetables you had laying around, now you got an extra soup.
Yeah.
Right. Our neighborhood, we have Little Sri Lanka, right? Not far from here. I used to go for food. So lentil curries, lentils, beans are very good for us.
Yeah.
Amazing. Also food, beans and vegetable chilies, tofu, like I said, bean burritos. And the next one is prepare once, eat twice. We again, that we could cook a bigger portion of food, just save it, and then the next day we don't have to think about like, what am I cooking tonight? Because
Right.
I already have something prepared.
Repurpose.
Right. When fresh, frozen, or canned makes sense. So, there are situations when fresh produce does make a lot of sense. It's best when it's in season. It's best because it has a better texture and flavor. I cannot even tolerate frozen Brussels sprouts. I don't know what people buy them for. I don't know how you can cook that because they mushy when they're frozen, when they thaw. I don't understand. So the only way I would eat Brussels sprouts, for
It's when
example,
they're in
right,
season.
is when they're in season and they're fresh. And that's enough. Consider out of season fresh produce is often more expensive also. We do like sometimes spoiling ourselves, getting berries or fruits in the winter, but it's really not the best time to do it. They travel far. Frozen produce is perfect for out of season items, quick meals, and reducing waste because it is less likely to spoil.
Right.
A nutrition secret, frozen produce is often more nutritious, like I mentioned, than out of season fresh, and heat ripeness and flesh frozen within hours.
A lot of people go to Trader Joe's to buy their produce because it's organic, it's fresh, but you have to eat it right away. You have to
Yes.
make it because
Yes.
it does go bad.
Yes, it
The fruit goes bad, everything goes bad. That's where frozen comes in.
That's right.
Yeah.
And canned foods, pantry staples, always good to have things in your pantry. There's a lot of recipes where you're literally just using pantry staples. Again, you can do the pasta and beans. I always have that.
Corn with
I know not a lot of people eat that, but it's called it's like chicken in a can. It's almost like tuna. But it's in a
Oh,
can.
I actually
It's so
bought
easy
that,
to just
yeah.
whip it out.
It's
and
good to make
fold it.
wontons, chicken wontons, or egg rolls. You make them with buffalo sauce.
Love it.
Yeah, it's good. You make
Maybe
them
we'll do
like
like a
that.
little cooking workshop.
Yeah.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I have to make some of that. I have to make those.
We have some snacks. But
And canned goods, especially now, they're saying make sure you have canned goods in your house.
Yes.
Well, I mean, for emergency purposes,
Emergency
is
purposes.
is the canned foods, is it true that it has high salt content?
usually, yes.
It usually does, but there are some that say like corn, low sodium.
Single
Yes.
They'll say
ingredient
low
canned food. So if
sodium.
you're talking about like canned soup, I do eat canned soup sometimes, just for convenience, literally. But it's usually, if you look at the label, it's gonna be like 1 can of soup will have my whole daily value of
Yes.
daily allowance of sodium.
As
and
Progresso, right?
salt.
Progresso.
Right, yeah.
That's the one I buy too.
I'm like,
I
I
have
just
to buy
got
one.
It says the daily allowance on there?
Yeah, it
They
does.
have to by law, right? So if you look at the nutrition facts, it will say that. But then if you get, again, going back to beans, if it's just beans in a can, they sell sodium-free beans,
Yeah.
salt-free, but even regular beans, like they would not have much in there because it affects flavor and the texture, so they don't have.
Right.
So
I like
And
that.
it work.
would like.
Practical shopping strategies. Shop bi-weekly. Reduce trips from 4 to 5 per month to just 2. Fewer trips, fewer impulse buys.
That's right.
Try ordering online. Curbside pickup helps you stick to your list and avoid tempting displays. And many stores offer this for free. Also, you don't take the kids inside the store. You don't have the
Yes.
tickets to the extra stuff. Choose ugly produce. Many stores discount cosmetically imperfect produce. So if it's not a bell pepper, that looks a little off, not shaped as pretty as it's still a bell pepper and it's still gonna taste the same.
I wanted to mention that there's a company, and I did this for a little bit, called Misfit
Produce or
Produce
something
or
like
something,
that,
Misfit Foods, and they literally ship to your door the food, like usually organic even, that just doesn't look so good, but it's totally normal, totally fresh, and it's cheaper than supermarket. The whole point is foods that are not very presentable maybe, but still perfectly fine.
Like a ginger or something like that?
Yeah. It comes in a box, it's a refrigerated box.
Okay.
I'm not promoting them, but it's just something I tried. Someone gave me a coupon and I tried it. I'm like, wow, this is pretty good.
Shopping on a full stomach, like I said, once you walk into
Yeah.
the grocery store, the first thing you're gonna smell is that bread and the cookies. So shop on a full stomach, this way you stay focused and you can get through that list. Shop alone whenever possible.
They mean with kids,
Without kids,
right?
yeah.
Because usually with a partner, you can split up and get different things, I think.
Skip pre-cut items, you don't have to, the extra $1 or $2 It's just for the
We had that
convenience of
picture,
it.
yes.
And it's just gonna take you, a couple extra minutes to do stuff. Use a smaller cart. The carts are a lot bigger, so once you see the smaller cart that is starting to get full, it'll help you full.
Even a basket, because you have to carry it, so you're not gonna carry a lot. When I know I need to rush, I just take a basket, I'm gonna take a cart, and I walk with the basket because I'm like, ooh, it's getting heavy, I'm gonna
It's
go.
time to go.
Right.
Buy store brands and buy organic selectively. It says the clean 15 are safe, non-organic. Save organic, budget for the dirty dozen. So
Strawberries and.
So yeah, like
Yeah,
things that
something
have,
you eat with the skin.
yeah, whatever has like an avocado, like you're gonna peel the skin off of it, so you don't.
Bananas, I never
Right.
buy organic.
Yeah, don't buy pay extra for the organic bananas because you're peeling the
You're
skin off
peeling
of
it.
Right.
So, we're gonna skip a little bit here because we prepared a list here. Ms. Soto, can you talk about this?
Okay, so I've actually found this online. This website is,
Action of 7 items.
Community Health Action. It looks like monthly they're putting up where families can go to the food pantries to get food.
Mhm.
So this is another way the community, is helping meet those, helping families meet, how do you put it? The shortcomings that you have, with that check. So if, you find yourself in a bind or something like that, you can go here and they have, the staples that you would need to help you to get.
Where
And they don't need any
would that calendar
verification
come
or
from?
anything.
Where we get that calendar?
This one is online, so if you go to Community Health Action of Staten Island, they put it up monthly. And then you're able, like I said, to find out where, and, we looked into it, and like, they're not asking for,
Any
a
proof,
SNAP card or
And
anything
they're
like
not
that.
gonna deny anyone.
Right,
Oh,
They're not gonna say, well, like, you dress too nice, we're not gonna give you anything. They
Really?
say everyone is
Just gonna
welcome.
give you-
So,
okay.
I was
Community
looking at
Health
some
Staff.
locations, they were on Forest Avenue, they're gonna
Community
be,
Health
what
Action.
what is the date today?
Today's-
24th?
so,
This is
This
March?
was this morning, yeah,
I
so
like the
tomorrow's
houses
gonna
so
be like
far.
Tappan Park, like, it gives you where they're gonna be.
But the point is that there are resources like that, and they're not gonna deny anyone. And it's just something that could help for sure.
It's good to check monthly, check monthly to see.
And then-
Okay, and, we found
Green
this one.
markets.
So St. George has a green market
Oh.
that's open all year long, and they take SNAP benefits.
Is that the St. George Theater? Is that the one?
Yeah, St. Mark's Place in High Street.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's open from
I
8
used to
to
go
1.
there when
Oh,
I
that's
was right
next
by
to
the
town.
ferry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I see that. That's
Yeah,
for a
it's
while.
open all year long. They have
I
another
just
one
never
in
seen
the,
it.
by the
Never
Staten
been.
Island Mall, but it's open from, I think, June to November, so it's not open yet.
And it's only on Saturdays, I
Yeah,
think,
this
the
one's
one by the
open
mall.
all year long, and, it's also open on
Saturdays.
Saturdays, but I looked into it and they take SNAP benefits, so that would help a lot of people.
Okay.
To get that fresh produce, because it's not just about keeping to your list, it's about getting nutritious things on that list to keep our families healthy.
Oh, it's Saturday, it's Saturday there, yeah.
Right,
Yes, they're
right.
usually
I
Saturdays.
used to go there.
Yeah.
And they have some things that are very expensive there because, they're fresh and unique and small producers, farmers, local farmers. But some things are a very good deal as well. All right, so we just want to remind you that you got this.
Yeah.
This is all doable. Hopefully we gave you some good advice. We just wanted to prepare this, kind of support our families, give them a little, share our expertise. Ms. Souza also prepared, she wanted to show.
Yeah, I wanted to show you this, I think I
got it.
spoke to you about it, but it's these books that they give you at Stop and Shop, and if you can look through it. It has, recipes, it tells you exactly what to buy. You can have that one, sure. And I have food for you guys.
The good thing for it is that, the recipes in this book come already with ingredients that they
I
sell.
did this not so long ago. This
Yeah.
for
so-
grandkids.
No, but they
Pizza.
actually give you a shopping list, so you can
Oh,
buy things that you need
she's
for that
gonna,
recipe.
they have
I
copies
think
of
this is
it?
from Stop and Shop. She prefers Stop and Shop. I
Oh,
like
okay,
the
so,
little.
yeah, oh, so when I go there, I'll get one, pick one
Yeah,
up.
grab one.
Yeah, that pizza, I did it the other day.
And our parent coordinator, Ms. Rodriguez, made sure to leave us some also groceries to give away today. And have some more drinks and there's some snacks. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, yes.
Thank you for having us.
You're so welcome. That's what Dream Squad is about. We try to build a community, so teachers, families all work together. So if you need any help, let us know, okay?
Okay,
Ms.
definitely.
Souza, myself, Ms. Mohammed, she's not here today, and Ms. Soto, and Ms. Rodriguez, part of our Dream Squad as well. So.
Next Tuesday, it's for you, Mama. I don't know if Ms. Rodriguez ready, but you got more. It's okay, that's